some selfies. Some were not. But I just remember thinking, why would you want any type of photo? There are plenty on the internet, so why do you? Pretty vintage nurse knows more than she says and notices more than you shirt. They aren't there for more reason other than to have something to post on social media. There was an old guy in the same group whose father lived through the camp and actually survived. Imagine knowing that and having a father with that experience, and some young girl wants a selfie at the entrance gates. Pretty vintage nurse knows more than she says and notices more than you shirt. Tank top. V-neck. Ladies' tee for men and women. V-neck. Tank top. That synagogue. I had a summer job in the Czech Republic. And on my last day before I flew back home, I visited the Jewish quarter. And in that synagogue, the pretty vintage nurse knows more than she says and notices more than you shirt. I wasn't even looking for it. My last name is extremely uncommon. I didn't even know I had any Czech relatives at all. A distant cousin of mine put together a family tree. So I consulted him. And the person on the wall was my fifth cousin or something. And he died on Terezin too. I had no idea. I studied abroad in Denmark and took a class on the official pretty vintage nurse knows more than she says and notices more than you sweatshirt. Hoodie. Hoodie. Sweatshirt. Nature has taken over the camp now. But we were still able to find, and very easily, bone fragments from the mass graves. We also stopped at Birkenau. A pretty vintage nurse knows more than she says and notices more than you shirt. Nature has taken over. Just like Kelmno. There were wildflowers everywhere and even a doe and her fawn romping through the grass. I had such a hard time grasping that this was one of the most other product.